I wanted to capture my understanding of what it is that makes a strategy uncopyable. So I have actually found that using examples from sports are very enlightening when it comes to thinking about the topic of strategy. So using this example of this very famous tennis player, Andre Agassi, I have been able to little bit understand why strategy, if someone crafts a unique playing strategy for himself, why would that strategy be uncopyable? So let me illustrate using that example. So Andre Agassi had his own playing style, his own playing strategy, which was very different from any other player that you would see. Which is, let me actually start with what was the origination of it, what was the thinking behind his strategy. And that thinking might not have come from Andre Agassi, but maybe from his father. Because Andre Agassi was a person of average height, average build, and his hands were also smaller, limbs were smaller. Therefore, his father told him that you cannot play too far behind the baseline. Why? Because if you're playing, let's say 1 meter behind the baseline, then the ball after the bounce will climb on you, and you have short height and short limbs, so you will not be able to punch, you will not be able to smash the ball aggressively because the ball will climb on you. If there is a player 6 feet plus, 6 feet 2 inches plus, then a baseline, standing behind the baseline, 1 meter behind the baseline, will work for such a player. But for Andre Agassi, the strategy was his father told him, and I don't know who decided, but maybe his father had a role to play, that you play inside the baseline. So he used to play on the baseline or inside the baseline. And now the other thing is in the strategy, since you are playing so ahead, at least 1 or 2 meters ahead, you have less reaction time because the ball that is coming at you, the return from the opponent, you have limited time to react. If you were standing 2 meters behind, then you would have more time to react. Hence, you cannot have a proper follow through of the body. So if you see his backswing, his follow through, his preparation, short preparation is not that much. He does not take his body or his shoulder and his forearm backwards, and he just hits with little backswing. So this was, now if you have little backswing, then how do you generate power? How do you generate momentum in your body? How do you generate racket acceleration? So his strategy was to hit the ball on the rise, on the up, as we say in cricket, right? As Sehwag used to do, hitting the ball on the rise or on the up. And therefore, whenever the opponent used to smash very, very harder at him, he would just use that force, and his shot would be also very, very aggressive, which is why he was a very good counter puncher and he was a very good returner of the ball. Now, this strategy that he has chosen, which is standing inside the baseline or on the baseline, not having too much of a backswing, utilizing the power of the incoming ball and just hitting it on the up, on the rise, this was his strategy. Now, why is this a strategy? And he was a very good player, at least I think, if not at the level of Federer or Pete Sampras at his time, given his limitations. Actually, the point here is, given his limitations, he did very well. I think he won 8 Grand Slams. So the point is, a strategy helps you excel and optimize your own limitations, your own strengths and weaknesses. So given that, he was able to play very, very well. Now the question is, why is it that he was not, no one else with that will not be able to copy him? Simply because strategy that a person chooses is optimized for his own personality. By personality, I mean the psychology as well as the body. So this strategy that Andre Agassi had, this style, playing style, was optimized for his body type. Maybe his psychology also. I don't know much about his psychology, but the strategy becomes uncopyable because it fits you. You optimize, you customize it based on your own personality. And each individual is unique, right? Each of us, nature has made us unique. I'm not just saying it as a loose statement, but each individual is unique in the sense of, he might have different body type, he might have different psychology, he might have different bone structure, uh, different muscle mass. So many things will vary from individual to individual. So by understanding yourself well, your physical body type and your mental makeup, you can create your own strategy. And if your strategy is really fitting your own personality, then that strategy will give you results and it will be unique to you, and no one else will be able to. It will not make sense for anyone else to copy, actually, because that short limbs, short height, that sort of psychology, All these things will not make sense for any other player. The other thing that makes it uncopyable is the preparation. So the moment Andre Agassi chose that strategy for himself, or his father chose, right from childhood, his father prepared him to put more and more power on the shots within the limitation, within less reaction time, less backswing. So he practiced very, very hard, and all those micro muscles, micro body structures that get involved in generating power in the shot would have gotten trained. And the simple example here, to just to make this point, that body is so continuous that the right technique is very tricky and very difficult to obtain. Whoever can have the right technique, he can hit at least 2 3 times more than the normal person. Just think of Bruce Lee, right? Bruce Lee can hit with so much force, but from the outside you would not know. It doesn't look like Mike Tyson. He doesn't look so much bulky, but he can hit with so much force because of preparation. So Andre Agassi would have also done preparation in that direction. The key is to prepare in one direction. So his preparation would have been to return very, very aggressively and to hit the ball on the rise and hit from the sweet spot of the racket. So he would have trained his entire body, his muscles, his timing, hand-eye coordination, everything. And as a result, just you look at his returns, amazing returns. The other strategy that he had was not running after balls. So he would not hit a return if he has to run too much. Why? Because he cannot cover too much of the ground. And even if he is able to cover, he will not be able to hit aggressively. So what is the point of tiring the body? So all these things and a lot of things even I have not been able to understood. But if I just summarize my message, it's becoming a long message. And right now this message is only for individuals. Later on I will post a similar message for businesses. The point is, strategy is not copyable to the extent you customize it for yourself. By yourself I mean your psychology and your body type, and you not just customize the strategy, you train yourself, your psychology and your body type for that particular set of choices or that strategy, and then it becomes uncopyable. Now in the next future audio note, I will try to cover how can a business, if you apply this same thing to a business context, what will make a business strategy uncopyable. Thank you.